Hello everybody, in this video I'm going to answer a question about rolling options out to a further expiration date and a higher strike price. As you can see, Jay asked, how much do you lose rolling out the options to a further expiration date and higher strike price? So I made this video just to demonstrate that you don't necessarily lose when you roll out to a further expiration date and a higher strike price. You can actually gain more credit. So, for example, let's take Disney, right? This $100 call, this covered call that I'm selling. If I were to roll it out, I would just click roll this position. This is my current position, the $100 call expiring 6/16. So I'm going to choose another expiration date that's further out. Let's say, for example, October 20th. And then a higher strike price. So 100, so something higher than 100. Let's go with 110. Now, as you can see, I'm doing a covered call roll, rolling it out, going from a $100 strike price expiring on 6/16 to a $110 strike price expiring on 10/20. So a further expiration date and a higher strike price. And as you can see, it results in a net credit. So I'm actually not paying more money. I'm not actually losing money to make this happen. I'm actually gaining a credit of $1.19. Total credit, $119. Now, this doesn't always happen, right? You could end up with a net debit and having to pay. So, for example, let's say that I click on roll disposition, and I choose a further expiration date. Let's go with the same date, October 20. However, instead of choosing the 110, I choose something way higher up. Let's go with 160. So, covered call roll from $100 strike price expiring on 6/16 to a $160 strike price expiring on 10/20. Now this would actually result in a net debit of 6 cents. Total debit, $6. So it really depends on which strike price you choose. If it's way higher, it might result in a net debit. But if it's only a little bit higher and the worth of that call is going to be higher than the 10 cents that this $100 call expiring on 6/16 is currently worth, then it might result in a net credit instead. So instead of this one, I go with like the 105, for example. 105 is above 100, right? This $100 call expiring on 6/16 is at 10 cents. This $105 strike price call expiring in 10/20, $2.16. Net credit, $2.06. So it doesn't necessarily result in a loss or a net debit when you roll out to a further expiration date at a higher strike price. That usually happens when you choose a strike price that's way above where it is now. But if it's above but still not that far away, like pretty close, it could result in a net credit. Let's look at another example. SoFi, for example. Right now I've got these SoFi $7.50 strike price calls. If I click on roll disposition and I choose a further out expiration date, for example, January 17th, 2025. And then I choose a higher strike price. So from 7.5 to 10. All right, covered call roll. Current position, 7.5 call, expiring on 12/15, $1.88. The new position, the $10 call, expiring on January 17th, 2025, $2.06. Net credit, 18 cents. Total credit, $1,080. However, instead of the new position being a $10 strike price, instead, if I choose a $15 strike price, right? Covered call roll, current position, 7.5 call, expiring on 12/15, $1.88. The new position, the $15 call, expiring January 17th, 2025, $1.07, net debit. So it's no longer a net credit anymore. It's a net debit. Total debit, $4,860. So it really depends. If you choose something that's way, way further up in strike price, then yeah, there is a chance that it's going to result in a net debit. But if you choose something that's closer, that's higher, but it's not that much higher, it's a little bit closer to your current position, then it might result in a net credit instead. This was just a demonstration on how rolling a covered call to a further expiration date at a higher strike price can either result in a net debit or a net credit, depending on how higher your new strike price is going to be. If it's only a little bit higher, it could still result in a net credit. If it's a lot higher, then it could result in a net debit. So it really depends. You would have to just try it out, pick the specific current position and the new position and see what the difference is. Also, something that affects the value of the new position that you're rolling to is the expiration date. So for example, let's go with another stock. Let's use my Amazon covered call as an example. So I'm selling an Amazon $130 strike price call. If I click on roll this position, and I roll it out to a further expiration date, for example, January 19th, 2024, and I pick a higher strike price, so 130, something higher than 130 could be, I don't know, 135. There we go. 135 is above 130. So covered call roll, current position, $130 call, $9.43, expiring on November 17th. The new position, the $135 strike price call, expiring on January 19th, 2024, $9.30. So this is worth $9.30, the one expiring in January 19th, 2024. But what happens if I pick something that's even further out? So something even further out than January 19th, 2024. January 17th, 2025. If I were to do that instead, so let's go back here. Roll this position. Instead of January 2024, if I rolled it out to January 2025 instead, and pick even the same strike price of $135, look at this. It went from $9 and something to $20.25. As you can see, given the same strike price of $135, if you choose a further out expiration date, the value doubled in price. It was like only $9 and I think 30 cents before. As you can see, January 19th, 2024, $135 strike price, $9.30. But the same strike price, $135, expiring in 2025, it's worth more than double. Rolling it out to the $135 strike price call expiring in January 2024 would result in a net debit. However, rolling it out to the $135 strike price call expiring in 2025 results in a net credit. So that's another thing that would affect whether you're getting a credit or a debit. So the strike price and the expiration date. If you're choosing a strike price that's way, way higher than where it is now, you're more likely to result in a net debit. And also with expiration dates, if you choose an expiration date that's closer rather than further out, then that will also make it more likely to result in a net debit. If you want to roll out your covered call to a further expiration date and a higher strike price and still result in a net credit, what you can try to do is pick something that's much, much further out in expiration date and something that's a little bit higher, but not too much higher in terms of strike price. And that's pretty much it. I hope this clears things up and answers your question about how much you can lose or gain when you roll out a covered call to a further expiration date and a higher strike price. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.